When I left Fabricant in 1996 and decided to go on my own, and I started the Global Jam Group, I was fortunate to have met one of his sales. It was one of his diamond salesmen had come to Toronto. For whatever reason, we kind of got talking, and it was really everything in life is about timing. It was 1996, and I think that was the time where the DTC, the Bears, were deciding to move in the direction of supplier of choice, where they would take their site holders and make them vertically integrated, I think is the right word, in terms of they weren't just loose sales wholesalers any longer. The Bears thought that it made sense for them to become jewelry suppliers as well. So traditionally, the way it worked is you had side holders that only sold diamonds and you had jewelry manufacturers, right? So there was a disconnect. But they felt, looking back in retrospect, some people will say it was the right move. Some people will say no, because, you needed manufacturers and you needed suppliers. Where do you start? Anyway. So they needed expertise. I had come just left Fabricant, which is like being at Harvard University. Once you were at Fabricant, there was no other school to have gotten your degree from. It opens up doors. As you know, it does if you do go to Harvard and you look for a job, I think you're going to go top of the list. So there was credibility there in terms of having been a Fabricant and being successful there. Then, meaning Schachter at the time, were looking for people that had expertise in terms of finished work, because they were just loose guys. So we met, we spoke, and they became my primary suppliers. So in effect, I started the company in September 1996, limited amount of funds, but I had Leo Schachter behind me, the driving force. And at the time, they were the largest loose exporter of diamonds in the world. I think their company at the time was in the region of about $750 million.
Wow.
I had the relationships from Prairie Kids with people as Jews. It was like that. So, I was good to go.
It was a natural fit.